How's it going, everyone? We've got some exciting news to go over as it looks like there is going to be a major PlayStation State of Play here happening just next week. A long time coming for this State of Play event. I feel like we've been talking about a potential State of Play, a showcase, just a big reveal event for Sony and PlayStation in its entirety, because let's be honest, the excitement around PlayStation, I feel like over the last year or so, has been at a literal all-time low. I do not think that's hyperbole. I just think people aren't excited about PlayStation first-party output. However, a lot of things are going on. Sony has just announced a 30th anniversary event for PlayStation, and they very much teased the PlayStation 5 Pro in the imagery. Like, you have to be an absolute hawk to pick up on that, but the internet gonna be absolute hawks. So, yeah, saw that, and you know what, as far as that goes, I'll talk more about it, but as noted on the game post, rumors suggest a major PlayStation State of Play will be happening on September 19th or September the 20th, featuring first-party content with the highly anticipated PS5 Pro announcement coming next week, and probably a release by the end of the year. And this is coming from Insider Ignis, said that Sony will hold a pretty big State of Play on September 19th or September the 20th, featuring first-party content along with a world premiere announcement. In addition, there's also going to be a big announcement from Sony next week by Ignis, which they also later corrected. Sony will hold a pretty big State of Play on September 19th to 20th. The big announcement that all of you are eagerly waiting for will take place on Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. For those asking how big, it will have first-party content, including a world premiere that I am waiting for. Not 100% about the world premiere being at this event or the Game Awards, take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, at this point, it looks like the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be revealed come next week, and I would imagine if you're going to reveal the PlayStation 5 Pro, you don't want to reveal it showcasing just existing games running on the platform. I would announce a big game, and I would show gameplay running on the PS5 Pro. I think in conjunction, that would be quite good. Now, as far as the world premiere goes, I think that's what most people are excited for, because I don't really believe there's that much excitement around the PS5 Pro, but the world premiere, I feel like the most likely thing is a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. When you look at the first-party studios under Sony's umbrella, Naughty Dog, I imagine, wasted a lot of time by creating a game that is never going to come out in Last of Us Faction, so they are on a delayed timeline. Santa Monica put out God of War Ragnarok in fall of 2022. They have been reportedly working on a new IP. We'll see when that is revealed. I don't think that's going to be the game, because I still believe there's going to be that 5-year turnover, or 4.5 years at the very least, with the majority of these studios. Guerrilla Games put out Horizon Forbidden West in early 2022. I imagine we'll see an announcement for Horizon 3 maybe sometime next year, but too early for that. And then when you look at all the other studios, like Insomniac just put out Spider-Man 2. I do believe they'll put out something in 2025, but a standalone expansion type of a game. But who has been MIA for the longest? It is one, Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch put out Ghost of Tsushima back in 2020. They put out Ghost of Tsushima Iki Island in 2021. Ghost of Tsushima on PC just came out, and generally speaking, the PC versions of these games are to cultivate interest into a future title. That has happened with Spider-Man, God of War, so on and so forth, and at the end of the day, Sony still wants to get everybody in their ecosystem. Just makes all the sense in the world for Ghost of Tsushima 2, or whatever they decide to call it, to be revealed as the next major first-party title. I do believe that whatever they reveal should very much be a 2025 game. Look, you're coming off the heels of, yes, Concord was a disaster, but you're coming off the heels of Astrobot being one of the best received games of the entire year. It is a legitimate Game of the Year contender. You're starting to build a little bit of positive momentum now, even after no huge first-party existing IP getting a new game release. Okay, Concord got shut down. You're taking the L on that. Astrobot comes out. It's a gigantic success. How do you build on that momentum and get people excited for 2025? I can't think of a bigger way or a better way to get people super excited than announcing a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima and saying that it's going to be out in 2025. Maybe that's me being a little bit too optimistic of Sony announcing a game and then releasing it a year later, because generally speaking, Sony likes to reveal their games 2, 3, even 5 years in advance. They're just, you know, one of the publishers like that. I mean, Wolverine was revealed in 2021. That probably ain't gonna come out until 2026, so it is what it is. But you know, I would like that trend to change in gaming as a whole. I just think we get too much of that, where games are being revealed 3, 4, 5 years in advance, and then they ultimately never come out. I'm looking at you, Lost Soul aside, but nevertheless, that is my hope, and we'll see if that comes to fruition. Elder Scrolls 6, another game like that. But nevertheless, Tsushima 2, again, is the one title to me that, as far as first-party reveals go that are going to be out relatively soon, that's the one that I would gravitate towards. As far as the PlayStation 5 Pro, the reality is we haven't even had Sony release that many true next-generation exclusives. We got one game in Spider-Man 2. Astrobot obviously just came out. If you want to throw Concord in there, that is a game. Helldivers 2, not a Sony first-party developed game, but it is a Sony title, a Sony-published title. And then games like God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Forbidden West, Spider-Man Miles Morales, all of those games were cross-gen titles. You did have Ratchet, Rift Apart, and Returnal, but if you look at the first, what would it be, 4 years of the PlayStation 4's life, I feel like we were getting a lot more bigger titles as far as true next-gen exclusives. Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted 4, Killzone Shadowfall, so on and so forth. Throw Bloodborne in there. I know it's a From Software title, second-party game, but you get the idea. I just feel like we were getting a lot more exclusives by this time. True next-gen exclusives, as that is. Obviously, the world going to hell did halt that progress, a lot of that progress, but also Sony going all in on live service, I really do believe, stunted a lot of their potential as far as first-party output on compelling games that we actually care about. Hopefully, they get back on track, but when you make an error like that, it's not just going to be an overnight thing where you can course-correct super quickly. It's going to take a couple years for them to, okay, now reinvest into games or projects that people like us are going to care about, and not just the Concords of the world and the fair games of the world. So it's not going to be an overnight thing, but I think as far as building positive momentum, Tsushima 2 will be that. But as far as the PS5 Pro goes and the excitement level of the PS5 Pro, I personally don't see a lot of that, and that goes to the fact that we haven't even seen a ton of true PS5 exclusives, and now you're talking about an upgraded console. Now, also, to be fair, there are games that are pushing the PS5 to the limit. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 isn't running at a locked 60 FPS, even at 1080p. And no game is running at 4K 60. I don't think the PS5 Pro is going to do that. If you want a little bit more horsepower, I'm sure the PS5 Pro is going to offer that, but it's just like, y'all haven't put out a lot of big games this generation, and now you're going to do an upgraded console. I know who the upgraded console is for. It's for the hardest of the hardcore. They're doing a PlayStation Portal platform that the hardest of the hardcore are picking that up as well. These devices are not geared for the average consumer, the regular person. It's for the more hardcore gamer, the ones with a little bit more disposable income, and I'm sure it'll do fine. It's just, I'm curious at what it's going to be priced at, how much of an improvement it really is, and again, depending on what it's going to be priced at, is it going to be $600? Because, you know, that would be $100 more than what the PS5 came out at, and that would be like $599 US lives so rent-free in my head, but that was also 18 years ago, and I think the world is gonna be a little bit more accepting of a $600 console, and if it's just a premium tailored console where it's not the main console, I don't think that's the biggest deal in the world, and it's just gonna be, you know, a mid-gen upgrade, much like the PS4 Pro was. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't care too much about the PS5 Pro. What I care about is actual announcements and Sony creating a slate of games that I'm gonna get excited for that's just not timed exclusives. Games from their first-party studios that are so incredibly talented, and hopefully we do get that Tsushima 2 again, the one that makes the most sense to me. That's gonna do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you picking up a PS5 Pro? I'm actually genuinely curious as far as our audience. I imagine it would be, from most of you guys, probably a no, but interested to hear what you guys think. Your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.